Perfect. So, hi everyone. Welcome to our fourth episode of the podcast. Dig this one, and welcome everyone to one of the best middle blockers in the country, a first team All Big West in 2024, an honorable mention AVCA All American, Max Grigoriev, middle for UC Irvine, and in my opinion, one of the best verticals I've seen in a while for a supposed undersized middle. So yeah, welcome, Max. Just give us a little introduction about yourself.
So hi, my name is Max. I grew up in Walnut Creek. It's a small city up in the Bay Area. I've been playing volleyball since I think I was like 9 years old. I started playing for Pac Rim at that time and stuck to Pac Rim for like the entire time. Let's see, played setter. I mostly played setter in club, which is like might surprise a lot of people. I
Oh
set
wow.
from like yeah, I set from like when I was 8 years old to like all the way to 18. And then first year in college, I got switched to middle because we were in need of one and one of them was injured. So stepped up to that role and just have been like having a blast at UCI ever since.
Oh
Kind of
yeah,
just like molded myself into a middle hitter. So
that's
yeah,
awesome. That's actually a really interesting switch from setter to middle. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But that's really cool.
yeah, yeah.
So I do have a question for you. So
Mhm.
why UCI at first? And are you planning on going pro after? Any big plans? Tell us a little more about it.
For sure. UCI. So I was severely, I would say, under recruited coming out of a club. I mean, it was just like not a lot of teams looking for guys that could play like a lot of positions because I've played
Hmm.
oppo, outside, center,
Oh
middle,
wow.
and yeah, so not a lot of teams were looking for that. So I was mostly looking into like D3, D2 schools, and then kind of NIF hit me up. Well, I hit NIF up, and then NIF hit me up like kind of last second, like really last second. It was like end of senior year, starting summer,
Oh
and then
wow.
I kind of just got an opportunity, and I was like, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take the opportunity, and then turned out greatest decision I probably could have made. Um, yeah, and then let's see, plans for the future. I am hoping to play pro. I'm like in the beginning slash like middle stages of that. I can't share too much. I don't think I'm allowed to. So I
Yeah,
think
no, you're good. You're good.
I think that's the most I'm gonna say. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing pro.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. I was talking with a couple of friends today about you, about some of the guys on the podcast, and I was like, all this guy should go play pro. Like for real. Like it's just I know Dylan Klein had a little different view, is more into like going back to have a normal life and stuff, but I love also like the way he did it, the way he wants it, and love to see that you guys are still wanting to play, which is crazy
Hmm.
because like we know, like all of us know that volleyball is really tiring on the body, even though
Oh
people
yeah.
don't say it as much, but and also mentally can be exhausting, and yeah, like it's great to see that. Hopefully I'll see you in Europe playing
Hmm.
somewhere. Hopefully
Yeah,
that would be
that'd be
great too.
exciting.
Yeah. But I get it. I get it. You guys cannot share much. I also asked Cooper a little bit about it. So yeah, I get it. But I do have a couple questions. They're a little interesting. So you decided to go to Irvine. Greatest decision. I'm also Irvine fan a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I do have a specific question on if you could play another position besides setter, because you already said you're a setter in club. Um, what would you like to play at Irvine?
What would I like to play?
Yeah, if
Um,
you were not a middle or setter, shout out to
I
Coach
mean,
Niff just in
I,
case.
yeah, that's true. I've played already like everything except libero. I've played outside against USC. I've
Oh
played
wow.
oppo against UCLA, BYU. So I think if I was to stick to like one position, I think it would be oppo because outside it does it's like a very big mental burden. It's like pass, like transition, swing, block. It's like all these factors that go into like being outside. But oppo is like kind of just like an abbreviated middle. All you got to really do is dig,
Yeah,
block, serve. So I think Oppa would be a good fit.
that's
It'd be
awesome.
pretty fun.
That's
Yeah.
great. Great to hear. I love. I'm really undersized, so I had to stick to libero. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, but I do get it why a lot of people say oppo. Oppo is fun. You hit, you block, you dig. That's about
Yeah.
it.
It's
That's not
so
much
fun.
to think about. Just
Yeah.
hit as hard as you can the majority of the times. So that's pretty cool. I do have a question for you on the personal side of things. So, what made you choose volleyball instead of any other sport, or if you had any other sport in mind, what would that be if you couldn't play volleyball anymore?
So I like start my first sport was like kind of like swimming. I did competitive swimming like most of my life. And then I was like, I just kind of got tired of it. There's like nothing really interesting. You kind of just swim back and forth and
Yeah.
kind of like wanted to like have like some like a ball to play with or something different. So then I switched to water polo for a little bit, played water polo, and I was like, I'm gonna try maybe doing something on the land. And then my friend was playing volleyball at the time, and he was like, "Bro, you should go try out." And I was like, and then I just like from that point on, I think volleyball was it.
That's for me. It was a little like that. I started with swimming too, so like I was like,
Yeah,
please don't say much about swimming. But
yeah,
that's pretty cool. Like, I'm gonna be honest to you. It's good that you chose volleyball. You're great at it. Not gonna lie. So yeah. I do have a question for you on the volleyball side. And as
hmm
being a player for Irvine, being in the Big West, probably I would say the best conference in the U.S. right now. Um, you have insane teammates playing with
hmm
you. You already know their names. I don't even have to give shout
Oh
outs.
yeah.
It's just you guys have a crazy team this year. But facing other teams, who was the hardest player you ever faced?
Hardest player I've ever
Like the hardest one
faced.
to face in college
In
till now.
like in all 3 years or just this year?
Yeah. All 3 years.
All 3 years. Wow.
And also, you can also say this year too.
This year? I think this year it probably would have had to been Cam Thorne.
Oh,
He had
wow.
he had two insane nights against us. He
Mm-hmm.
went like 15, 17, dropped 15, 17 kills. That was
Wow.
absurd. And we couldn't really stop him. Um, but yeah, Cam Thorne was up there. He flies too.
It
He's
does.
super
It does.
bouncy. Yeah.
So you would say Cam Thorne for this year? What about the like the full time? Would you say
Full
also Cam
time.
Thorne?
He would be up there, but I think like my freshman year, Hawaii had a super stacked team. UCLA had a super stacked team. I think Merrick's up there.
Oh yeah.
Um, Guillermo Voss is up there for sure. Like just absolute beast. And
Yeah.
like even
That's
in the non-middle positions like Shakas and like Tele,
yeah.
super great players.
That is
Yeah.
for sure. It's there. Like we played Hawaii last year, and I kind of got scared in a couple of hits. Not gonna lie, I entered a serve, and I was like, okay, Hakas is basically flying over the net. It's insane. That team in Hawaii was definitely different. But not gonna lie to you, a lot of teams this year are probably scared of you guys. Like you have a huge, it's like super tall team. Like
Yeah.
the pins are enormous. Like there's nothing to say about it. You guys
Yeah.
in the middle, both you and Micah, you guys have like crazy verticals. So
Mhm.
that definitely makes a difference. And what are the plans for the rest of the season? I know, like obviously winning nationals. That's the main plan and goal for you guys. But specifically conference, what do you think you guys can do more in what is now um, happening in conference and everything?
Mhm. I think like our mentality going into conference and stuff is like prepare for each game like individually, like win game to game to game to game, and
Mm-hmm.
like not stress about like upcoming like opponents like
Mm-hmm.
further down the road. It's just like go game to game, and then yeah, I think this part of the season is like where we really start to dial it up and like just really work on like perfecting fundamentals.
Hmm.
Serve and pass games huge and important. Yeah, and just continue to dial up the serve and transition. So
Yeah.
I
I
think
I
it'd be
I
most
only,
important.
only have a couple more questions for you, but one of them that literally just came up to my head was, what would you say is your biggest strength as a middle, and what makes you be outstanding currently in the NCAA? Because you are. So yeah.
I think my biggest strength is not being like a true middle. Like
Hmm.
I have the IQ to be a setter, so like I really I think like my reading game, like read blocking and stuff like that. No, like knowing that my teammates will trust me taking the second ball to set. My serve has like exponentially gotten better through the years. I started float serving my freshman year, and now I'm dialed up to jump serve, and
That's
it's honestly
awesome.
working. It's working great, and I've been loving it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Like usually we look at middles and we're like, oh yeah, these are the big guys with sometimes two less brain cells than they should have.
Yeah,
Especially the centers always think about middles like that. Like I
yeah.
was talking to my centers, they're like, oh yeah, but the middles are kind of dumb sometimes. But I don't see that from almost any middle nowadays. Like it's
Hmm.
completely different. You guys, the position I would say, at least in the NCAA, changed a lot from a couple of years ago, or even even last year. Like last year was completely different from this year. Like there's a lot more. Okay, there's still the big guys, and like some of them, you can say are a little not as intelligent, but they're big, they're
Hmm.
aggressive and stuff. But
Yeah.
you still have that like some of you undersized. For example, you, Cam, even Micah is slightly shorter than some big middles that we have seen before. But it's like the game showed a lot more intelligence on the middle. So like it's great to see that. And especially you coming from a different position too. So that helping is it's great because it will be needed in the future too.
Yeah.
Specifically you going pro and stuff. That's definitely crucial. But yeah, I only have one thing left. It's basically I would like you to give some tips basically to high schoolers and guys that just started college or going through college and maybe are having a hard time wanting to change their position. Just some tips about what they should do. What do you think is good? It could be good for them. And that's yeah,
Hmm.
that's basically it.
Some tips. So when I came into college, it was like almost like a completely different game from club, and I was just like, wow, like everything's super high level, and it was just like it was kind of like a mind shock for a little bit, and then so like coming into college, like don't be frightened by like the level of play, like try to
Mm-hmm.
rise to that, and just like really perfect your craft and really stick to things that you're good at, and don't try to like push the boundaries of like this is too much for your skill and like or like too little for your skill. So like really trying to perfect it. And I think balancing school and college is like that was a big turn for me. I mean, I had good grades in high school, but coming into college is just like
Mm-hmm.
volleyball took a lot of that time away.
Yeah.
So just really figuring out a way to balance school and sports.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much again. It's a pleasure having you on my podcast and sharing your love for the sport, your experience, your journey. So yeah, thank you so much, Max.
Of course.
If you just want to give a little goodbye message to everyone, that would be great.
Goodbye message. Um, if you play volleyball, continue to love volleyball. Um, and yeah, I think
Thank
that's
you.
it.
That, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Um, hope you have a great rest of the season and hope to see you being again All American. That would be awesome.
that would be
So
awesome.
yeah, thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you
day,
so
man.
much. Yeah.
Thank you.